throne. And in 1744, at the Battle of Culloden, which was one of the most severe, ruthless battles in history, two Crichton brothers, as they said it, Crichton brothers, were not killed. The British killed most of the people, most of the army, but they spared these two guys. And they sent them down to Liverpool, put them on a ship, and off they came as part of an indentured service group. And they landed in Port Tobacco, Maryland, which is up the Patuxent River. And these two brothers then somehow got across the bay, and they went over to what is now Hooper's Island, and were granted land grants from Lord Calvert and Henry Hooper. And the family has been there since 1750, 17 something. So Judy, my dear crew there, is from Bishop's Head, which is right across the Honga River. So we have some credentials on the Chesapeake Bay. My great-grandfather was a Baltimore Clipper master. My grandfather was a waterman. My father left high school at 16 and became a merchant mariner. In 1930, when he was 20, no, that's not right, at 16. So 1933 or 4-ish, that's his boat. That is a 106-foot freighter owned by the Phillips Packing Company. That's in Cambridge. And he sailed from Baltimore to Richmond routinely until World War II. Went off to World War II, came back. You didn't want to hear this, did you? Came back, and I got another picture. Yeah, there, yeah. Anyway, he came. There we go. So he came back from the war, went into business with his father, became a waterman. So he was a waterman till he was 95. Quit when he was 95. Died when he was almost 102. I grew up crabbing and oystering and gillnet fishing and duck hunting. So between Michael Turner and I bet the two of us have pulled more crab pots in our lives than this whole room put together. So I do know the Chesapeake. What I'm going to do, there's two purposes for today. One, Steve Runnels last week talked about Aquamap a lot. And so I'm going to use Aquamap just as the demonstration. So you'll get a feel for what it looks like. It is by far my favorite navigation tool. It's for me, is better than Navionics. It's better than all Navy or all those. I like it a lot better. So we'll get to see that. And I'm going to go around the bay counterclockwise and just mention a little bit and show you on the charts a little bit about destination. So let's get a feel for it. How many sailors in the room? Okay, mostly sailors. Who draws more than 5.5 feet? 2. Okay. How much do you draw, Dennis? 6? 7?
Well, yeah, it was 4.
Okay, but you can pull the board up. You can pull the board up. Okay. How many of you only go to marinas? Okay, that's okay. It's okay.
I'm a power.
You're power puller. That's good. Okay. One last question. How many of you don't take dinghies? Okay, about half. All right. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'm going to pass these around. This is just a shopping list, and I'm going to talk about, or we together are going to talk about most of these places very quickly. And you can use it maybe as a little check mark and say, that sounded interesting, I'd like to go there, or forget it, I don't want to go there. Okay, and this will be interactive. You guys know as much about some of these destinations or more than I do. I'll say that I've been to 75% of these places. Okay, this is Aquamap. It's an app that's good on iOS or Android. If you get all the features in the world, it died. If you get all the features available, it's $29 a year. It's an Italian company that was started by two disgruntled Navionics employees, and they started their own company. In the room, we have kind of one of their beta testers. Steve is very active with them and provides them feedback, and they are very responsive at putting stuff in. So, Aqua Map. Okay, and I'm just going to play with it here, and you're going to get to see it. Okay, so here we are. Let's look at a minute at all the data that's available. So very quickly, this is a plug for AquaMap. You can overlay currents, wind, tides, weather, AIS, virtually anything you want, you can overlay on it. It will, via Bluetooth, if you want, it will feed from your sensors on your boat, or you can use what's stored. So that's kind of unique. It's embedded in it, in the database, is all of the active captain stuff. So if you're familiar with community source data, plus all the waterway guide stuff, you can load in Bob 423's intercoastal waterway routes, which are outstanding. That can be laid in it. Army Corps of Engineers surveys can be put in it. So you've got more data than you could ever use. I don't use it as my primary. I have an MFD, but I do always have this. And what's really good is you can use it for planning. So you take it home and you do all your planning. Very easy to.
Showing here is the U.S. Coast Guard Marine Safety Information.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So all the bulletins you get on Tuesdays with all the notice to mariners and all that stuff is right there. It's all there. See what else? That's my AquaMap plug. It's good. To plot a course, you just touch it, make a waypoint, and you go. It's got distance right here that you can do easy distances. So I can go from here to here. There's my course. There's my distance. That stuff's really nice. Okay, let's talk about local area here. I wish Jeff Rogers were here because he gave me some great inputs. And some of this is from things that the club has done before. So Jeff likes Willoughby Bay, right across the roads. It's not so good now where we've got barges and stuff in there. But some of you may have participated with Jeff on a star raft up we did there last year, I think, right in Willoughby Bay. It's all pretty much, we've done races over there. You can see the depths. Well, maybe you can't see them, but yeah, 10 feet, 12 feet, enough to sail. Willoughby Bay is nice, pretty well protected if the wind's from the south or the east. So Willoughby Bay. Fort Wall, same thing. When they get the tunnel finished and they move the bird sanctuary barges away, you've got Fort Wool, which you can land. You can land there. There's a little pier, a wharf, and sit out and walk around. Do your history reading before you go, because there's nothing there to tell you what's there. But it's a pretty nice little stop real close here.
Before you go, that colored area on the lower left, that's
yeah, there you go.
U.S. Coast Guard Corps of Engineers surveyed that.
Yes.
It's the colored area. You will see that.
This area here. This area here. So you'll see when we get into some tight spots, you'll get that data with AquaMap.
High information, lights in or out, those kinds of things.
I'll pull one of those out every once in a while here, and we'll see. You can see the current information here. I've got.
And one thing about that current data, if you want to just show it, click on it, Barry. Yeah, go ahead and click on it, bring it up.
It's coming.
Go ahead and click on the Willoughby Spit, the one right below the highlighted blue box. Just go down one to the right. You can change the date on that.
Yep.
In other words, you can put that date anywhere from this year or next year, and it will show you that data available. And what's neat about it is, see that area it's highlighted in green? That's the current data right now. So
right now.
you can change the date on that if you want to change the hours. Change the hours.
You can change anything you want because this is all real data. Yeah. 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 So, from that, you can really do some cool stuff. You can go, well, if I leave Old Point Comfort at 2 o'clock going to Solomon's Island, I'll get there at X. Or if I wait and go at 6 o'clock, I'll get there at X. And sometimes it's better to wait.
But it also tells you, I mean, because it interpolates, is that between the current
Yes.
stations? So
Yes.
you can put all the arrows up there. You can say if you want to go in the channel or out of the channel.
Yeah.
Because the currents are sometimes going in the opposite direction.
Right.
Use this for like races that we have.
The box, anywhere on that screen, you touch it and it's going to give you the weather.
Okay. I just did. And here's weather, hourly forecast, daily forecast. There's just so much information. We're still discovering stuff. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's go out of that. Okay. So we got locally here, we've got Willoughby Bay, we've got Fort Wool, up in Back River. If we go up to Back River 1. Yeah, I got to hurry. Okay. Back River 1. You all have been in Back River, Dandy Haven, all that kind of stuff. So I just listed Factory Point and Messick Point, place to pull up. We've done clam dig, barbecues and stuff from the club there.
I find the best place to anchor there is far left of the screen there. Go a little further to the left, right before that corner.
That turn.
You go right up against Cosin there. So between 16 and 18, just go into the shore there. And that's a wonderful place to anchor.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay. Let's go around. Let's go on up to the York River.
Before you go to the York, why did you skip Cosin?
I didn't. Well, I did. Okay. Here we are. Bull Island, right? Am I there?
So I live on the left, see where 16 is? There's a dock that have at the 6.5 feet there. Go move it. It's off to the left there. 16 on the other side of the river. There you go. Yep. Where's the 6 point? Yep. Go back. Where you going? Keep going. Other way.
Is it going?
Other way. There you go. There's that little where it says 6.8 there. That's my dock. So if you ever want to anchor, great place to anchor.
There you go. Write that down.
Dinghy on the dock there. So if you call me, I'll come get you. Come visit me. But that is a great anchorage for a night. It's
Okay. Good.
It's well protected, but you see you're kind of far from shore there, but there's always a breeze. It's really, really nice. No one ever
Great.
comes in there.
Get what you wish for here.
Okay, Dennis, we got it.
Okay, up that river right there, I guess it's right up there, you see the anchors there. Seaplanes land and take off up in that area.
Great.
Yep. On the Coast River, that whole Chesapeake Creek area.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of cool. It's wide enough so that you can get in there. You will get a lot of power boaters that will anchor up there, raft up in that area, right there at the corner where the Chesapeake Creek goes up. But yeah,
That's a great place to go water ski.
yeah. That's why
Okay.
they're all there.
Yeah, it's actually, we call it the redneck Riviera.
Okay.
But there's a sandy area just at the entrance of Chesapeake Creek
Yep.
that on all weekdays it's just packed because you can stand up there. Power boats come in
Right.
and it's like
Right.
3 or 4 feet or down to 2 feet,
Right.
and you can stand there in the sand rather than in mud. And so it's very popular.
Okay. I've never been to the city dock at Yorktown. Maybe some of you have. I've heard mixed reviews of that.
It's a lot of current.
Yeah.
But if you just want to go for lunch, the restaurants there,
Okay.
I'm not sure if they still charge. They used to just waive the fee for lunch. I don't know that I go there overnight. It's not.
It's right at the base, down the south base of the Coleman Bridge there. You can see that. Okay. Then on the other side, up in Sarah's Creek, we got the York River Yacht Club there and some anchorages. We've taken the club up there. Used to take it there 4th of July every year.
One thing
and that's
to note
kind of
again on the aqua map is you see the bridge there, the bridge over there, York River is the lower part. Aqua map will give the height of that bridge.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, yeah, and we'll just show this as one bridge. Okay, here's the Coleman Memorial Bridge. And you look and you get all that data. Okay, so, and again, you get the weather everywhere, which is cool. Okay, so Sayers Creek up here. Okay, York River Yacht Club, anchorages, you can go up either fork. There's anchorages everywhere, just, and the restaurant at the yacht club. Yeah. Mhm. And a swimming pool. Okay, that's all I did with I've never been past the Coleman Bridge, so I don't know anything up the York River. Anything up there to see?
Just to see, I do the German way.
Yeah.
I take the river.
Yeah.
Go to as long as I can and come back.
As Steve said, strong currents here. So you time your place. Okay, let's go up to Mob Jack. Okay, so Mob Jack Bay, crab pots. And here's your crabber lesson. Crab pots will generally be in 20 to 22 feet of water, normally. They'll move them depending on the water temperature. So early in the year and late in the year, they may move them into shallower water or deeper water. It just depends on what goes on. And they will generally be in a line with the current. So figure out what the
Can be pretty significant.
yeah. So figure out what the current way the current's running, and there's your line of crab pots. They're spaced based upon how fast the crabber can fish his crab pots. Because what he does is he puts the boat as slow as it'll go, and then you go along and you pull a crab pot, you fish it, you rebait it, and you want to throw it overboard when the next one's there. So you can kind of time how they are and know what to look for. Most buoys nowadays are black, I've found, and that's changed over time. They used to be all kinds of different colors.
And they are out there now, all the way out into the channel.
Yes.
Basically, if you're not around Mob Jack and towards the Rappahannock, unless you're actually in the main shipping channel, be careful.
Yeah, and it's a good point, Dennis. This time of year is when the dreamers crab. So they're dreaming to catch crabs, and they'll put their pots anywhere. A lot of them don't know what they're doing, so they may not be in a straight line. As the season goes on, you get it down to the pros, and it's pretty predictable. Okay, four rivers on the Mob Jack, and I say 4 rivers, 4 experiences, because I find them all different and all unique. Most people go to the East River, which is up the north here. In fact, I've got a route up there. I normally anchor at point 17, the last point on that route. And there's a very nice family used to live there that saved Ellis's life once. They lived right here, and they're very nice.
Yacht Club, and we anchored there.
Yeah.
It was either October, November, which I forget.
Motorboaters or shallow draft people can go up Put In Creek. And so people have said you can go all the way up to the head, put your dinghy overboard, and walk into Matthews. I've never done that. I've run aground trying to do that. So the East River, lovely. This at Williams Wharf, which you see right here, is down the end of Williams Wharf is a crewing school where they crew, and that's where they have. Let's see, the middle of June they'll have a waterman's docking fiasco circus. You've seen those things? Yeah, they'll have one of those there. So there'll be 300 boats anchored in around to see all that. Middle of June. There's a Zimmerman's Marina, our boatyard here, which I understand does, or no, Compass Marina, I understand does pretty good work.
Well, Zimmerman's is up.
Or Zimmerman's is further up. Oh, here it is. Zimmerman's. Zimmerman Marina, I heard they have some pretty good guys there, so I don't know. Okay, so East River. East River, serene, pretty calm, pretty nice, your typical anchoring experience. North River, which is the next one up, I'm going counterclockwise here. I've only anchored up here a couple times. There's a plantation house that's by that anchorage on the southern shore. That's very pretty. It's a nice place to anchor. It's pretty. Okay. The Ware River is the next one around. Ellis and Marty and Judy and I anchored up there to see a meteor shower and it thunderstormed. But there's this, you go in around this bight, and right down here is a nice anchorage. Very nice if you get some protection from most winds, except the east wind.
Yeah, it's low ground.
Yeah, it's shallow. Well, it's 7.8 feet. Don't go too close to shore. Okay, so that's a nice one. And then the Severn River. Michael, you want to talk about that? The Severn, yeah. Old home grounds. We took the club to this. Was it a yacht club? Is it a yacht club? Well, I can tell, can I? Dag, I have that information right here. I have an app for that. Yeah, Severn Yachting Center. I don't think it's a club. I think it's a commercial center. Yeah, we went ashore and used their barbecue grills and that kind of stuff. My experience with the Severn is a lot of mosquitoes.
All of mob jackets flies and mosquitoes, especially this time of year.
Yeah. So Mob Jack, it's a beautiful cruise from here. It's 5 hours, and you go up and spend the night and go to a different river every night if you want, and then come back. All right, Mob Jack.
We leave Mob Jack. If you go with that anchorage right in the lower right now, as long as the wind's out of the north, that is a great place to go drop a hook. If the wind's out of the north, because it's a way you get the breezes. You're not all the way up into the rivers. You get both the sunrise and the sunset.
Oh, that's nice.
I frequently go there I'll go someplace out of the north.
Okay, let me just show you. Let's just pick this one at random. I don't know what I'll see, but we'll see. And you can go on information, and you get descriptions and reviews down at the bottom. See on the right-hand side? So I'm going to go to a review here, and this is from Active Captain or Waterway Guide. So I've clicked on the reviews, and you can go through and see what people say. And that's available at all of those interest points. So that's, again, another feature of Aquamap. Okay. Anybody been in here? Horn Harbor. Okay. Keith, you can't get there. But Horn Harbor is I call it a really nice hidey hole. If you need to get out of the weather somewhere, you can get it. You can really get out of the weather. And there's a marina with fuel and everything way up here. There's guys that do custom boat work up there. The prettiest sailboat ever built is up there right now getting work, which is a Dickerson 50 catch.
I guess that shaded area outlined in red dashes is a dredging area. We can check on, just click on, see. It's full of crab pots, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to tell me, Steve. But just a wealth of information here. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Good. So Horn Harbor. Judy and I went up there one time. Okay. Anybody been through the hole in the wall?
I was, and never again.
Okay. Yeah, that's one you want to select very carefully. So if you get a neap tide or something, and maybe you can get through there. I've never tried it.
I went aground like 6 times.
Yeah.
And I drive, it's only 3 feet under.
Yeah. Okay. So
That Corps of Engineers highlighted area, if you click on it, you can find the date of the survey. You have to drill into it. I mean, again, with all this stuff is how current is the information, especially in that area.
there you go. Okay. Good, Steve. Okay. So let's not go through the hole in the wall. Let's go up and we'll get there via the Pianka tank. So the next river up, the Piankatank.
Youngster.
Okay, so we come into the Piankatank. Do not go there on a Tuesday morning because you will get inspected by the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard station at Gwin Island does their training on Tuesday mornings, and they will come out and board you. Guaranteed, guaranteed. Okay, Jackson Creek, a favorite spot of a lot of people. And it scares people as you go right up to the shoreline. Before you turn, you can see the Corps of Engineers survey there. Yes. I did not talk to. Okay, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Okay. There's restaurants. There's the Jackson Fishing Bay Yacht Club down here. That's Fishing Bay Yacht Club.
Control depth of that channel. I see, yes, it's 3.7.
No, you can get in.
You can get there. The channel's like 8.5, 9.
Oh, okay, I see
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You gotta really stay in the city.
Yeah.
Okay. So lots of restaurants, Deltaville. You get to Deltaville two ways, obviously. So
In the channel,
yeah,
that point next to the V, you'll see the same thing, 150 power boats and everybody's sitting in ankle deep water, partying.
yeah,
It's great for fishing bay. Fishing, oh, it's fishing bay,
yeah. Lot of regattas that will use both the Piankatank and the Rappahannock, and they'll come zooming out and zooming in, and it can get, there's some traffic there. This is
You have to watch your channel, Bob.
okay.
The other thing those people are doing out there is they're all watching people run aground. Because they come in on the 1 and 2, and then they look over, and when they look straight ahead, they see I don't know, 6 or 7 over there, and they miss the other.
I anchored off Gwin Island, South Park there, much quieter. I've anchored up,
Okay.
there's a lot of power.
All right, so let's do I'm going to do the North Shore and then come around. So Fishing Bay proper, a lot of people anchor in here. I've drug anchor in there in storms, so the holding is not the greatest. And then you've got Zimmerman's and Fishing Bay Marina over here. All of these little hidey holes, if you can get in them, they're good. Healy Creek is my favorite, which is this one. It's a little tricky getting in, but it's a beautiful little anchorage, small anchorage, not marked by active captain, but it's nice. And we can go all the way up to Wilton Creek. We did that one year with the club when, with Ron and Nina. They had a condo all the way up to the bridge. Wherever the bridge is, right here. So
What's nice is
this is
Creek entrance is difficult, but once you get there, it's just at the entrance of Piankatank.
yeah.
And it's as calm as it gets. That's almost a hurricane hole. It's not big.
Okay, so let's go south where to get to Gwynn's Island from the south. If you come directly south off of Stowe Point, which is that point of land, come south and you come to a T and you can go to port or starboard. If you go to starboard, which most people don't do, that's Queens Creek. And it's another one where it's shallow. It's marked by PVC stakes, but it's beautifully protected. It's beautifully protected. So that's Queens Creek here. I'm sorry, down here. Okay. We have some friends like Dennis that have a dock there that they'd love to have you stay. And then if you go to port, then you come through the Gwynn's Island Bridge, which there's a nice lady that's a bridge tender there, and eventually can work your way either to anchor here in Milford Haven. Is a good anchorage, right? Been there, and you can work all the way around to the Matthews Yacht Club, underrated club, a really nice yacht club with a kitchen and a bar, the full service kind of stuff. And it's all the way, follow the markers, all the way around to here. Okay. They have about 4 or 5 transient slips. But if you call ahead, they'd be happy to have you.
General public.
It is. It is. What a plug, it's a perfect segue. A plug is, don't forget that you got reciprocal privileges at a lot of clubs. Our Commodore just came back from a conference of the Chesapeake Bay Yacht Clubs Association, and he brought back what is really kind of a cruising guide of all the clubs and anchorages and things. We have 6 copies of these that we'll keep in the clubhouse. But yes, you have your little card that's reciprocal, and you will get varying privileges. Each club is different. It's a negotiated agreement. So some will give you a free night, some will give you a free 3rd night, some will give you cut rates, but you'll get access. Okay, so Matthew's Yacht Club, nice. Okay, back out the Piankatank and around Stingray Point, we can get into the other side of Deltaville. Steve, how is that channel now?
There's a warning there, has been dredged.
It's been direct, it's okay now.
I was just there yesterday.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fully. I have 6 feet. I came in when I came in last week, it was 2 hours past low tide on the rising tide. And I had no problem. Once you get around the point there into the channel.
Yep.
It was right at 6 feet. So 2 hours after, and this was a fairly low tide. I was right at 6 feet there. So,
Good.
but the channel itself was fine. I had 7 feet.
Okay, so lots of stuff in Deltaville. Generally, we've stayed right out on the end there at what's Regatta Point, that yacht club. But does Norton's take transients? No.
I was just there, and I even just before I got home, the night before I got home, they just put me on. Yeah,
Okay.
they're full.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Deltaville, great place to go. Okay. Further up the Rappahannock. One of Judy's favorite spots is Carter's Creek. Okay, that's on the north shore of the Piankatank, past the bridge. And given her way, Judy's way, she would get off the boat and check in at the Tides Inn. But the Tides Inn has a good marina. They have maybe 8 or 9, 10 transient slips. Used to have the best dock master on the bay, but he's retired. Stormy was his name. It's expensive. The dockage is expensive, and you can pay a resort fee to use all their stuff. So it gets up, but really, really good restaurant. A really good
Has
restaurant.
anybody been there recently?
The word is it's taken a dive.
So what I do, I don't use marinas at
Yeah.
all. I just
You
drop the
anchor,
anchor over there. And there is a slip for the boats to come in, from. So, and a nice pier, so I'm anchored there like 50 feet from with the dinghy. I leave my dinghy there.
How was the restaurant?
Good.
Okay. There was some talk that it had changed management and that it had taken a dive.
In the town, they have better restaurants than that.
Yeah.
Bistro is excellent, good
Yeah.
French cuisine,
The town is Irvington.
excellent pizza.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, in French restaurant, but okay. In America,
But Carter Creek, really one of my favorite places to anchor. It's beautiful, little teeny creeks, gorgeous homes, rich money from Richmond. It's very pretty. They're come heaters. That's right. That's right. Where are we going to go now? Carrata?
Don't leave, go back up to Cortona,
Okay.
go to Yankee Point Marina up there.
Okay. All right. So we're further. Let me back up so you can see where we are. So there's the bridge. There's the bridge. There's Carter Creek, and this is the Caratoman. Okay. And Ellis will tell you where to see a bald eagle.
But hold it, go up.
Just
to
a minute. Just a
Yankee
minute.
Point.
All right. Okay. Yankee Point's right to starboard as soon as you go in.
Now, I will tell you this, was last year, the restaurant there serves the best food I have had any.
That's what they say.
Very good. It's out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I mean, but people are driving all the way from Yorktown to get there to have dinner. Now,
Correct.
you gotta check, they had a problem with the chef. Last year, it was not a really fancy place, the bathrooms are fine. It's very well protected, but the food was incredible. To the point where the first time I got there, I asked about dinner, he says, well, do you have reservations?
Yeah.
And I, what do you mean reservation for? So, well, if you don't have reservations, you're not getting in. Because the people who come to the restaurant aren't boaters. They're all people who live in the area.
Here's a review by none other than, good for you. Okay. So that's Yankee Point. Yankee Point. Okay.
They also have a pool and a cafe for students during the day.
Yeah, but that hasn't been open for 2 years.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, last time I was there, they had great crab cakes.
Okay, if you come up to the T and you go to starboard, you go to Malabad land. And Alice, I think this is your anchorage. Is that it?
I'll tell you about it. There's a little, low water beach there, and all the locals pull up there and they walk back around and swim and do their boogie boards or whatever. But what I like it is there's 10 feet of water there, good holding. And we sit around in the morning, we watch the bald eagles come up and land in the tree over there. So it's kind of a peaceful place. I saw a beaver in there one time.
There's a lot of houses, so it's very quiet.
Yeah.
But the locals have found that beach, so.
It's like another one I'm going to talk about up the bay. Judy and I go to port and we go this way. Now you have to watch out. There's a ferry right that Diamond is, and it's a cable ferry. So it runs on a cable. So you think, well, here it comes, I'm fine. And there's a cable in the water. Okay, so very pretty, very, as they said, very pristine, nice and quiet. Okay, let's come out of the Carottoman and we'll go further up to Urbana. I've not been there in a while, so I'm gonna.
I like it because it's perfect anchorage.
I gotta
Of course,
find it.
I don't go to marinas, so
I think you're down.
but they have a nice dinghy pier. You get rid of your garbage.
It's down further. south.
Excellent, probably the best, and that's not a restaurant in the town. You are in the town. The best, it's not a crab, it's lobster I ever had, lobster roll in my life. And I
Whoa.
tried many.
Area, it's down further south.
No, that's land. That's the York. No,
Roll in. It's only 6 miles from.
oh, here it is. Here it is. Right here.
All the marinas are.
Yeah. Okay.
A little bit further.
There we are. Thank you. This is my bay. I know it well. Yeah. We stayed out here at the public marina one time and it was terrible. It was not good. But the one down here was the one that burned down. And it's good, right? It's been okay, it's been rebuilt. Thank you. So it's here.
They have a great office area, exceptional bathrooms, showers, easy walking to a bunch of places, and it's owned by a couple that, let me tell you their commitment. They have a kitchen inside their office area, and that's where they cook dinner and eat it there. So they're there, with the people coming in.
There's a diggy dock there.
There's Diggy Dock there, sure.
Really wonderful.
Yeah.
And they also have, it used to be a couple of different marinas there as well as that boatyard that had the big fire, and they bought all that property there's a newer deli restaurant where another restaurant used to be. And around almost to the bridge area, that when they bought that little section, she has gone in, but she has redesigned and they have 3 different units that you can actually go on and rent. And everything's like, if you wanted to go in there and
Yeah.
have somebody come and visit you or whatever, then
Nice.
stay. And they're just very creative and very dedicated to making a really, really great destination.
Urbana is a great walking town. If you want to be adventurous, you could go, if you plan ahead, you could make reservations to go for the Oyster Festival, which happens in the fall. They also, coincidentally with the Oyster Festival, they have a buy-boat rendezvous, and all the old buy boats are there that have been redone into luxury yachts. Really, really kind of cool. Yeah.
But some of the other places we love to go to them, but there's no real
Easy walking
option.
distance.
Okay. All right. I've not been further up the Rappahannock. You can go all the way to Tappahannock. I've not done that.
All the way out.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay. All right, let's go up to the Great Wacomico. I got lots of options there. I think most of us know about Mill Creek. Do we know about that? That's in here.
I was there last month.
Yeah, great anchorage. The nice thing for me about this is that's a 1-day sail for me. So it's a full 12-hour about day, and I can anchor there going north. So it's a great spot. That's my night stop right here. So you've got anchorage at Mill Creek. Be careful. This is a sand spit that's underwater some of the time, and you will go aground. You will go aground. Yep.
Make a comment about Ingram Bay Marina. When I first
It's the one just before you get to Mill.
come down.
Oh.
Well,
No, go up.
This
there
one.
you go, right there, okay.
When I first started sailing, years ago, I was like, oh my God, I'm out of fuel here almost. So I had to go find someplace, and I was like reluctant to go in there because it just put me, like too much, too tiny, too whatever. Because you favor those marks, and if you do that, you're fine. And then you'll see a hole in the wall, really, literally a hole, and you just go for it, and you'll have 6 feet of water easily through there. Well, I've never had a problem with it. And I would suggest that if you need fuel or services, you call ahead because sometimes
They may not be there. Yeah, okay.
They have a couple that runs,
They're-
they're wonderful.
they're great
and
people.
They have.
So that's here, okay? Around here, around the back of this sand spit, if the wind's favorable, southwest or so, that's a good spot. You can go right up to the shore and drop your hook.
Comment about that. It is a great anchorage, except there must be some soft spots in there. I was there one time and I was not able, with 200 feet of
The hold.
road out, I was not able to get a good hold.
The
It was
hold.
a nice night at drinking time. I stayed. Last year I was up there and a woodwind, I think was on the schooner from Annapolis was on the way back after the down the bay race. And we were comfortably anchored. They tried to anchor at least a half an hour, and they could not get a hold in place.
good
And
to
they
know.
finally moved to some other location and were satisfied with it. But just be careful. It's a great anchorage, but there's a lot of soft places.
Good, okay, good to know. Okay, up Cockrell Creek, Reedville proper. Reedville at one time had more millionaires per capita than any place in the country. You can anchor up here. There's places to stay. There's a good restaurant there. It's the only place I know on the bay where you can get blowtoad, which they call sugar toads. Have you seen blowtoads that blow up? I didn't know you eat them, but they ate them. Yeah, I think so.
I thought I saw something. But anyway.
Might be. I don't know.
It's a good place.
Anyway, Reedville gives you lots of options there. So
There one time, and the smell was so bad, we had to leave.
that's true. Okay, we'll cross the Great Wacomico. Some of you, or Little Wacomico, some of you could get into. Again, it's really shallow, really, really shallow. So
So not the hole in the wall.
yeah.
I'll never try that.
Right. Okay. So plan your passage so that the wind is not opposing the current and you can cross the Potomac Ocean. Boy, it's been rough. I've seen.
You know, that's no joke there. It gets rough in that triangle right there.
Okay.
On the south here. If you're coming south, you're going with the current, winds that, oh, God.
Okay. On the south side, Smith Creek. I mean, it may take me, this is it, I think. Yep, the Corinthian Yacht Club. Okay, so this is Smith Creek. We've anchored over here, anchored all over here, but this is the Corinthian Yacht Club, which was originally the Washington, D.C. Yacht Club, and they had some issues with their membership, and a part of it broke off. But they're very nice. They have a pool,
Yes.
and they accepted our reciprocals. So that was fun. Fuel, we got fuel there somewhere. Not at the yacht. No, the yacht club's here. We got fuel there. Point
Here it
Lookout.
is there.
Okay, and then one other up the Potomac for me, and that's St. Mary's. Okay,
That's unmarried.
I think. Anyway, there's an anchorage there right in front of St. Mary's College, which is really pretty. It's a very pretty anchorage. Okay. I've not been past that, but some of you have been to DC. Ron, you've been to DC. Okay, let's talk about that. The trip from there up to DC.
Think of the name of the small town there. Yeah, Colonial Beach, stop there. That's a good place.
Okay, Colonial Beach.
Gotta play the tides going up Potomac because you can make some real speed if you do. And then we stopped at the Marine base.
Quantico.
We stayed downtown Washington. At the yacht club there, which has been rebuilt since.
Better is Annapolis. I didn't know Annapolis is actually a suburb of Washington, D.C. Very impressive. And they're perfectly connected with the metro. So what you do, there is a new pier, excellently built by some mafia guys. They have a restaurant there. Purpose for the pier is for the guests that come with the boats to parking. And you have to call some number, and if you skip calling that number, you're there for free. So I was there for a week. You know, the beautiful pier, you know, go to restaurant a few times, and of course, then you take your metro and you have the whole city to yourself.
Yeah, the red line stops there. There's great.
Going further is problematic because, you know, it's very touristy. That's where you went. You go further.
Yeah.
And, you know, even Anchorage is a problem. You have a dinghy problem, all kind of problems. So just don't go.
It's all the congressmen that live on their boats there.
They do it in Marina.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go back down to Point Lookout and go north. And next stop will be Solomon's. So we'll go in the Patuxent. I'm not seeing this well. There we go. Okay, go in the Patuxent. Okay. So there's Solomon's Island. Go in there. That's it's become very, very popular. My favorite thing to do is go in and immediately go to starboard and anchor. This one?
Yeah.
It's Dividing Creek. Yeah, this one. And just anchor in here. There's on the south side, there's 4 or 5 tugboats that are there. And on the north side, a good place to anchor. But the Solomon's Island Yacht Club, is it, Mike?
Yes.
That you guys have stayed, is there, do they do reciprocals? Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay, so that's nice. Then you've got Zimmer, Zannheiser's Marina. Or what is it now? Is it Safe Harbor? Yeah, they bought everything.
Bill Creek is a good anchorage.
But Safe Harbor now, what was Anheuser's has got mooring balls, which are kind of nice to have. And Spring Cove is my favorite. Yeah. So Spring Cove is up at the top.
That's where the arc leaves every year for the fall, on down here.
Okay. Okay, Solomon's great. Spring Cove they'll give you a ride downtown for restaurants, and they've got a pool and all that stuff.
A great captain's lounge, internet.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Good anchorages up
Yes.
to the other two rivers
You
too.
go to the South Shore near
yes,
Solomon's, it's the south, go down, go down, go down.
that,
Right
okay,
there, right there, Patuxent River.
Yeah.
Eagle Air Station.
You see that little slot there?
yep,
$45 a night, all inclusive. Is his name Marty, I think it is.
Yeah.
He's a manager there. He loaned me his truck on a couple of occasions.
is it on the Naval Air Station?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Marty. That's understood, have to be retired or something.
yeah, okay, good.
But it's a nice spot in there, you know, I would always stop there. You know.
Nice,
Our little friend works at the base, so we see him, you know.
nice and quiet when the F-35s are flying.
Always stop.
Yeah, good. Okay, up the Patuxent, I haven't been very far, but I've been up here through the bridge. These creeks in here are just very, very pretty. They're very pretty. For whatever reason, I guess this was glacial. A couple of places on the bay have got steep cliffs that come right down, and this is one of them. There's an old wives' tale. There was a lady that played the ragtime piano at a restaurant somewhere up the Patuxent. That was further. Anybody know anything about that? Heard that? No? Okay. All right. So from there, again, when I go up the bay, that's my second night stop. So from the Great Wacomico to the Patuxent is a short day, but there's really not a whole lot of options after that make sense. All right. I'm sorry about I'll make you sick here. Okay, let's go up the bay. Next stop, I think I did Herring Bay. So Herring Bay is here. There are two big centers, Harrington Harbor South. This is a big, almost resort marina. Lots of stuff. The best 4th of July fireworks show on the bay. So our son keeps his boat up there and we go watch fireworks on the 4th of July coming out of South Harrington Harbor. Really, really good. You have to watch this finger of shoal and you go up into Harrington Harbor North. You can run aground there. I've done it. There's a couple of marinas that have merged up there in Harrington Harbor North, and a couple of good restaurants that you can pull your boat right up to and eat. So that's a good spot. Okay, let's go next to the West River. Steve and I are going there in June. We'll go all the way to the West River. You have the West River Yacht Club and you have Pirates Cove Marina, both you can see there. Small yacht club, but a nice yacht club. Do a lot of dinghy racing there. And they have a restaurant, and Pirates Cove is a nice marina.
Lots of crab pots going.
Okay. To the north of as you go in the West River is the Road River. Okay, the Road River is here. This is my anchorage right there. That's the one we do. There's a Smithsonian Research Center there that you can go ashore and go see what they're doing, which is kind of fun. All kinds of marine life, aquatic kind of studies. Gets very crowded. We're getting the area now where Annapolis goes on the weekends. So if you're up there on the weekends, you're going to see boats everywhere. Because it's an easy sail from Annapolis. Okay, West River will go to the Severn, I bet, or the road South River. South River is nice. There's little secrets there. Yeah.
backside, which is this route.
So we go, we like Harness Creek, which is on the north shore of the South River right here. And you can walk from there into Eastport.
Is there a
Sure.
diggy dock somewhere?
Yes, yes, there are. I don't know if they're public or not. They may have been private. I don't know, but we walk. And when you walk to Eastport, you walk right through a great big city park, a wilderness park. It's really, really very nice. And you can go all the way up to the bridge with anchorages in all those creeks. So that's the Road River. Okay, up to Sailing Central. So as you come in the Severn River, you make the turn. The first spot on your port is Eastport. And Eastport, some pretty good places. Annapolis Landing has fuel docks. You can get pinned against the dock there in the wind and hit another boat. I've done that. Safe Harbor Port Annapolis is a good place to stay. That's nice. And Bert Jabin's, if you had any issues with your boat, it would be my #1 place to try to get to, because it's a gigantic boat yard and they have everything on site. So they've got Yanmar dealers and service people. They got anything you need, Bert Jabin's can do. And the area around Eastport, there's not a lot. So if you got there and you wanted to walk to a restaurant, you don't do that. So you kind of stay within the marine environment. But to get to the restaurants and everything, of course, you go in Annapolis proper. So as we go in Spa Creek, to the north of Spa Creek is the boat school, Canoe University. What else can I call it?
I actually pulled in there in August 2 years ago, and there were plenty of moorings available.
Well, we'll talk about those. We'll talk about that. So right here is a mooring field, front 40 mooring. Now, you're familiar with Annapolis. This is Ego Alley that goes up into the town center, okay? And right here is a big mooring field. And if the weather's good and you're there on a Wednesday night, you got to do it. You just got to do it. So you take a mooring ball in that mooring field and the racers will come right by you under full sail. I handed a guy a beer one time off the stern of my boat. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. And you've got a water taxi for about $6 a person, I think now, or $6 a boat. We'll take you to up to Ego Alley.
This is the way at Eastport, I've taken the water taxi, parked over in Eastport.
Yeah.
Taken the water taxi and gotten in and didn't have to worry about the paying for the parking up there at the
Right.
football field. Probably just gotta pay for the water taxi both ways, but still.
Yeah, that's during the boat show. Yeah. I've never been to the Annapolis Yacht Club. It's pretty nice.
How come? Yeah.
That's good. You got everything here. If you're moored there and you got your dinghy, you can come south, go north. The Chart House restaurant, all of that stuff is nice. Go through the Spa Creek Bridge, and then there are a series of mooring fields up in Spa Creek that are designated by boat length. So I'm going to take a chance and think maybe this will show me that. So
That's 35 foot. Yeah.
35, I think you're right. I think you're right. Anyway, we probably look up that data. But anyway, you can go all the way up here. You can walk to Bacon's consignments shop from there.
Best place.
Please. Yeah.
Any street that ends at the water is a public land.
Good point. That's exactly right. There are these mooring field, there's about 5 of them up there. And if you got your dinghy, any street that dead ends on the creek, there's a public dinghy dock there that's accessible. So that really makes it nice. Yeah, so go to Bacon's and buy a bunch of stuff. Uh, good question, honey. Okay. My daughter-in-law's favorite restaurant is Cantler's. Anybody heard of Cantler's Crab House? Okay, and that's right up at the base of the bridge as you come back out the Severn on the north side.
Baker.
Okay. All right, so where are we? So we go under the Bay Bridge. Yeah, yeah, here.
What's the seafood place that's up there?
Cantler's.
Yeah, that's what.
And your other anchorage is up past the bridge, it's called Severn.
Okay, so let's go up to the Magathy River, which is next. Speed limit strictly enforced as you come through that gut. There's generally some patrol boat hiding somewhere looking for you. So pay attention to that. I've seen people pulled over. Luckily not me. This used to be one of our favorite spots to the north side of Dobbins Island, but everybody found out about it now. And you used to be able to go ashore. I'm telling you what you used to be able to do. You can't do that anymore. But that's a nice spot to anchor. Michael took us. So I'm in the Magathy now. I'm going north, and let's go up here into this creek. This area here is called, on the north, is called the Horse Farm. Big horse farm here, and then anchorage here. Very popular anchorage, but a nice.
It's
Nice.
a big area for water skiing,
Yeah.
stuff like that. After dark though, it's fine.
If you continue on around, you get to the best kept secret in the world, which is the Gibson Island Power Squadron, which they call the Gibson Island Yacht Club. Yacht Squadron. Michael and Eileen got us in there reciprocally, I think, somehow. And it was extremely nice and a wonderfully formal, nice restaurant. Really, really nice. But a lot of anchoring and mooring right out here.
Is that a private area?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But they do have a post office. And if you want to get out to shore, just, if people ask you, just make sure you go to the post office because they can't ever stop you from going to the US post office.
The story is that you had to be approved to buy property there. I mean, it was that tight of a group. Okay, the Magathy goes on up to Severna Park. All of these creeks on the south side are beautiful. These anchorages down here, Dividing Creek, we have friends that live on that creek. All of those are very pretty. And it's like the Patuxent. It's one of those areas where you have cliffs that come down. So you're protected from wind, but in the summertime, it's going to be hot. Okay, that's the Magathy. Let's go to Baltimore and see an Oriole game.
They're playing the Red Sox.
Because when they buy Paul Skeens, you're not going to be able to stop them.
That could be true. Very expensive. $3 million on a player.
Okay, Patapsco, obviously it's a major port like Norfolk, so you've got lots of traffic. I generally just get on the starboard on the green buoys and just stay there, and go right up the river on the buoys. I haven't been there since the Key Bridge was hit, which is there. So I don't know what that's done to disrupt.
It's clear.
Disrupt.
There
Okay.
is no break.
No problem.
No problem.
Okay, so that's the Key Bridge that the tanker hit. Let's go all the way up into the Inner Harbor. There are three, there are three city-owned marinas there that are very nice. They're new, they're modern, they're very nice. There are two on the north shore, one on the south shore. Am I there yet?
There is a
Yeah.
free public pier.
Um,
You don't pay for it. They say you pay, but nobody comes to
okay.
take any money.
So the USS Constellation and the
It's just across US Constellation.
the Tammy, or Tammy, who Dick Beavers was the skipper of, our former club member, are anchored here. The Baltimore Aquarium is there. This is Little Italy, which just as it sounds is great food. Great food. This area over here is Federal Hill and Locust Point. Little Sea Deer, Rowan's, our son used to live there. But you, Scott. But you can, if you're better off staying on the North Shore, because you can walk to Little Italy and you physically can walk to Camden Yards and see a ball game. And it's that area of Baltimore, you're probably not going to get shot.
No, because police car is always there. So, and they're just sitting there waiting for something to happen. So you're perfectly protected, day and night. We're not talking,
Is Harbor East Marina?
Yes. Do you see it, or you want me to show it to you?
Well,
I can do either, I think.
going up there for a major project.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, so give me a second. I want to say it's right there, but it's not. Yep, it is. For whatever reason, I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry. What is this? I actually, I think it's, these are working piers. I think it's right here. I don't know why it's not there. Okay, Baltimore. Oh, was I not there? I wasn't there. I'm sorry. I was giving you Fells Point. I was giving you Fells Point. Disregard all after hello. So here's one of the city marinas. This is the other one. Oh no, that's Anchorage. This is it, Inner Harbor, and then there's one down to the south. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Harbor East. Okay. Baltimore, let's go north. I don't know much about this. Hart Miller Island is a man-made island. They used with kind of like Craney Point. They used the spoils from dredging and made an island there. And that's apparently going to be open soon for people to go do beach stuff. I skipped, you got Aberdeen Proving Ground that you have to stay away from. There's Middle River. I didn't do anything on that. And then all the way up at the head of the bay is Haverty Grace. And Haverty Grace has lots of stuff, and it's a quaint town.
Supposedly, if you take your boat a little further north there, and just anchor for a couple of days, all the growth on your bottom will die. Because the Susquehanna is fresh enough.
Yeah.
And scrub your bottom, just go anchor.
And refrigerators will come floating by. And yeah. Okay. So if we went off here to port, we'd go through the C&D Canal. We're not going to do that. We'll come back down south. First river is the Bohemia River. And it's just a river. So there's not much there. The Sassafras, I think, is what I highlighted. Okay. Sassafras River is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. You can anchor anywhere along the shore or go all the way up to Galena. That's where I bought my boat, by the way.
That's a good place to anchor if you're timing your departure through the CD.
Yeah, the Granary Restaurant is very good there. And they have a bunch of stuff up at the head with fuel and services and all of that. So you got the Sassafras River, and then we'll come down to Fairleigh Creek. I'm not familiar with. That is Jeff Rogers' favorite spot. Steve, you've sailed up
I've been
there.
in
Yeah.
Years ago. Yeah, it's another one of those places where it's got a very narrow end. But there's an anchorage just before you get in there. But it's a little twisted thing.
It's like going into Fishing Bay, you go straight up to the beach and you kind of
Yeah.
make a
Yeah.
90-degree turn. You can't believe it, but that's.
So
how you get in there.
we're getting in again where the Annapolis people all go. So on the weekends, this gets really crowded. Okay, come down. This is Fairleigh Creek right here. Fairleigh Creek. Wharton Creek is just north of that.
See that? Down there. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Jeff loves it there. That's
Once you get in there, it's very, very protected.
okay. Then we come down to Rock Hall. Steve, talk about Rock Hall.
Sometimes getting into it. I haven't been up in that area, but you can go, go a little further south, okay, you got two sections, you got that area is Rock Hall itself. Okay, and again, getting in there, you can see here from the Corps of Engineers survey, it does show up in that area. Pretty tight. My guess is you can get those depths are better than, because it's, talking with 3 feet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But if you go up north of that area, around the corner, just bring it north.
Swan Creek.
Yeah, Swan Creek, that's a good area. Again, you get out of the main, there are some moorings in there that you can go to. It does get pretty shallow, especially if the wind has been out of the north or northeast. It'll blow that water out of there. All these places that are so shallow. So you gotta kind of watch it to get around the corner. You can go ahead and, there's a marina right as you go into there. What is that? What's the name of it? Gratitude Marina. They've got fuel there. It can be a little dicey getting in to get it because you got to kind of get in and back out of it. But Swan Creek Marina is also there.
Yep.
And you can get to the restaurants around that area too.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, so Rock Hall.
By the way, go back up toward the entrance. Go back up. Go back up. Okay, right there, you see where you got the 2 ranges that are set there. It says Chesapeake Bay. You can actually get across there. It shows pretty shallow, but I've gotten across there with boats drawn 5 feet. You just have to line up there. It's interesting that those shoulders are there, but you can get
The ranges here and
across-
here.
You can get across that area, and you just gotta be very careful. Otherwise, it's a long way down to get around and make a turn to the door.
Okay. So we come down toward Kent Island and we can go in the Chester River and go all the way up to Chestertown. Long,
Really nice places in there.
long motor. But there, okay, so lots of anchorages here.
As you come in just off to the right, that's further south.
Okay.
That's another really tight one.
This
You gotta
one?
go way south. Go south, 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 south. Keep going south. Right there, you see where it's got that big, the diamond? Triangle, right? Yeah. That's, once you're in there, it's very nice. Okay. But again, you gotta be careful, watch your tide.
Chest,
Getting rock pool from the south by going up that creek up.
no.
It's, I mean, it's a hike. Get that.
Chestertown has, in the past few years, redone its downtown marina. And it's all newly done. But for folks with older boats, they have the new pedestals on the docks. I don't know whether any of you guys run into this or not, but the cross polarity is set to almost nothing. and an old boat will trip it and you got no shore power. I know you, that me, it's not just me, I don't think.
Both, you see where the triangle, red triangle is down there? No, further south, further south.
There you
Right,
go.
right there. See where the red triangle is? There's two creeks, one right below that red triangle and the one up north of that red triangle are two good anchorages there. The one to the south, again, is a very tight anchorage getting in there. But you can get in there with boats that have drawn 7 foot. I've seen that. If you go up to the one that's to the, kind of just from that red outline triangle, the one over there, there's the Soviets used to have an embassy. I don't know if they still do, right up where it shows that anchorage. And they're very, at least when I was there last, they weren't very happy to be getting very close to the shore. People would come out there and kind of discourage you, but it's also very protective.
Okay. All right. So let's go, come on down to Kent Island. Kent Narrows can be interesting, particularly on the north side, where it shoals and the shoals shift a lot. So you kind of have to watch what you're doing. Watch the notice to mariners there as well. Current restaurants, you got most everything there at Kent Island.
And again, this is an area you gotta really watch when the bridges lift. It's hour and a half hour. And just remember, the guy who has right of way is the downbound current boat. And your buoys will switch halfway through.
Okay, that's a general statement. Kent Island Bridge does not lift. So you can get through that. Okay. So let's come down to the Y River. Y, huh? Y River is just absolutely beautiful. So you come down the, what's the river at St. Michael's? Miles, thank you. Miles River, and you can cut, that's another area where there's a cut, you can go to cut across on high tide, but on low tide you can't. Otherwise you have to come all the way around this way and up the Y River. The Y River, there's Y Island, and it is an island, but there's a bridge, a fixed bridge, so you can't get from one side to the other. So you get to the Y Island and you take your pick. You either go to port or starboard, and very nice anchorages there. Again, gets crowded on the weekends. And the anchorages are small, so it's a place where you put 1 or 2 or 3 boats. And that's it. St. Michael's, most people like to go to St. Michael's. I'm going to show you a couple of secrets. But St. Michael's, via the Miles River, gets you into the downtown harbor, pretty expensive. The Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum is worth seeing, and it's worth going back to because they change exhibits pretty often.
If you haven't been there the past 2 years,
Go. Yeah.
go because they moved got a whole new building.
Yeah. The Crab Claw restaurant sits right there, which is a place to go get crabs for $5 a crab. Okay. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you how to save a bunch of money. There is a mooring field where this anchorage, it says, is now a mooring field.
But there
is anchorage there.
door to that.
I'll get-
If you go south, okay.
I'll show that. Okay. So back out the Miles River.
That's the back door.
Back out the Miles River, and then we'll come into the prettiest river on the bay, the Chop Tank River. Absolutely prettiest river in the bay. And you have a plethora of places to anchor. Dunn Creek is this one. It's got a bunch of them. You come to Broad Creek, and this is what we're talking about. This is how you go to Annapolis. You come in the Chop Tank and go around Broad Creek up to St. Domingo Creek, and you anchor there. and dinging in, and you walk 2 blocks to downtown St. Michael's. So the back door to St. Michael's. Okay,
As
so,
you come through Knapp's Narrows, remember the buoys.
oh,
change.
let's talk about Naps Narrows.
And
Naps
also
Narrows,
getting into it, from the bay side, as you can see, you've got the triangle up there that says warning, warning, Will Rogers.
okay, this is Tillman Island. That's only an island because there's a cut through it, but it's a peninsula that comes down from St. Michael's. And this is the chop tank. This is the Chesapeake Bay. There's a bascule bridge that lifts, nice bridge lifter there, lady. I don't know how many times I've been through Naps Narrows, but I've done it at least once where I did not run aground. And I'm a local. This is my waters. I'm local. I run aground there. I've run aground there. I've run aground there. It's tough. It's tough. So, you know, if you're smart, you can time it on high tide during good shape. Yep. Yeah.
Get fuel. It's almost impossible because the current is so crazy.
Current really comes through there. Yeah.
It's another challenge.
Yeah.
The current's just unreal.
There is a nice restaurant right there, right at the base of the bridge. And you're right, the fuel docks are over there. Yeah. And as Steve's point's well made, you switch buoys. So switch buoys. Don't forget that. Okay, so Dunn's Creek, we talked about that up this way. Lots of anchorages up there. You've got Broad Bay and San Domingo Creek. We talked about those. So next stop would be Oxford. Oxford, you know, a sailing community, very small, little walkable town. There's a kind of a little general store, and that's all. That's all that's there. The Robert Morris Inn is an old 1600s inn. Nice. We've stayed there. Nice restaurant. Nice place to. Safe Harbor has bought the marina. Mears Marina used to be here. Here.
And Anchorage is good.
Yeah. The Tread Even Yacht Club does reciprocals. It does. And it's a nice club. Nice club. We go there once a year for, yeah. And then you can come into the harbor proper. This is where Safe Harbor is. And Oxford Boat Works, they're all one company now. And you can come all the way up to the head if you wanted to. Yeah.
Ice cream in there.
And ice cream. Ah, that's right. Sailor lives on ice cream, right? Okay. Coming down next is on your maps. You'll see it called La Trappe Creek, but it's really Dividing Creek to locals. That's not it. Here it is. Okay. This is where little Barry Creighton went when he was 6 years old or 8 years old to go water skiing. In around this, you can pull right up to the, you can put your bowsprit in the sand. It shows 6 feet, 8, and it's all the way up to the shore. But nice here. You can go all the way up to the head of this creek and anchor right in the creek most anywhere. And that's where my boat was built, right there. Okay, the Dickerson Boat Yard. La Trappe Creek. Coming on down further, next town is Cambridge. We've taken the club there. Cambridge is a walkable town, has a yacht club with reciprocals, and in the same yacht basin is the municipal basin owned by the city. Same thing. Pick your poison, either way. Restaurants, history, nice brick street to walk down.
Ironman Maryland there.
It's what?
Ironman Maryland is there.
That's right. It's a triathlete. Triathlon is there. They have a city-owned skipjack that does tours, goes out and sails. Choptank River is lovely. I love it. Okay. out the chop tank. Not really much on the south side of the river, except flats and crab pots. So come back out through this area called the Diamonds, and the next river is the Little Chop Tank. Little Chop Tank, as you can see, is pretty shallow. I would point out one anchorage, and that's off Hudson Point right here. That's really pretty and protected. Absolute wilderness. There's nothing. You won't see any civilization at all. But it's a good place to go in and hide if you need to. On the south side, down here is Wolford and Madison are the little towns. Drawbridge. Really no reason to go there. There's a restaurant, but it's pretty country, folks. Okay, come out. You get Taylor's Island. Not a whole lot there. And then God's Country is Hooper's Island. And I would say it'd be nice if you could go there, but if you're not in a dead rise, you draw too much water. It's really shallow. This is all mud out here, and it's a really narrow channel. And even on high tide, sometimes you can't get through. But there's a good restaurant right here called Salty Dogs. If you were to access Hooper's Island, you would do it from the south and come around. Okay, come around that way. Okay, then a bunch of islands that there's really no reason to go to. You could go through Hooper Straits, which is down this way, and get to Crisfield. Anybody been to Crisfield? You okay? Okay, give it an okay. Okay.
When in Summers Cove, it's like going down a highway. The tall buildings on each side, the people slot.
Okay. So where do I want to go? Bloodsworth Island. Okay, so Crisfield, I don't have a feeling about it one way or the other. Okay, so Tangier is the one island I would think about going. There's the legend of Mr. Parsons, Mr. Parks. Mr. Parks, an old salty waterman who ran a dock right there, and there's lots of stories about him. He's a character. He had 10,000 cats, and he'd come out, and you couldn't get away from your boat because he'd talk to you for 4 hours. He died, unfortunately. So that is where you would land. However, a really nice anchorage right here off the South Sandspit. I didn't ask about dogs. Some of you carry dogs? Because that's important to go ashore. This is a place, we have good friends that carry their dog everywhere. They go and they like to go there. Yeah, well, these are crabbing communities. That's what these people do. Okay, but you're back in Virginia now. So next stop for me would be on Hancock. Am I right? That's not an Hancock. Hancock. Oh. Time out. Here we go. Okay, city docks at an Hancock. I think they have four docks. Not a lot of water, but enough water. A couple of good restaurants. You can walk around. Nice little spot. Comfortable. Again, a motor in. Yeah.
We went in there about 3 or 4 years ago, assuming we could maybe get on the bulkhead or something, and we were greeted by 2 little gentlemen in their bright red shirts, and it's under some company now, and they were like, "Do you have a reservation?" And we said, "No," and said, "Oh, I'm very sorry, we don't have."
Okay, good, Marty.
Back out. There is more out there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the right place.
It might not be.
Because there's no anchorage.
Not right by the marina.
I don't find it in Hancock very well. Too far south. It doesn't look,
If anybody goes in there, it's a lovely place to go into, but be sure you do your research first, because,
that's not it.
very limited as far as docking.
Oh, well, sorry. Oh, maybe that's it. There it is. There it is.
Yeah,
Thank you. I was way south. I was way south. Yeah, it's a long motor in. Yeah. Yeah. What else about on Hancock? Good, Marty. That's a good point. So, well, let's see what it says. Let's try, we'll see how good Aquamap is. How's that? On Hancock Wharf. Wait a minute.
you gotta click right below the.
Wait, just a minute. There we go. Okay. Payment options, so it's not free. Dockage. 14 docks. And there's a cost, $750 a day. Okay, and then
Just kind of review.
total makeover 15 years ago, new aluminum floating docks, power. Yeah. So the power of Aquamap here. Okay.
I enjoyed that little marina in there. On the north side of the marina building, there's this bench, okay?
Yeah.
It's got about an 8-foot bench. And it's got a sign above it that says Myers.
Yeah.
And there's always some trusty guys sitting there.
All right.
They're retired and
Okay, so let's go down here where I was. And we'll get to Cape Charles eventually. Am I there?
Way down south.
Keep going. Says Cape Cod.
There we go. There we go.
Cape Charles.
Okay, so Cape Charles. I like it because it's one of the few places I go with range lights, and I like to do range lights. So take range lights here coming in. They moved these buoys a couple years ago, but it's pretty clear sailing. You can anchor in here, but
And the reason is.
Nasty. Nasty. Okay. Okay. So the Town Harbor Marina and Cape Charles Yacht Club are all managed together now. And with that went, the prices went up to $3 a foot. Cape Charles, I mean, we used to go there all the time, and I don't go there anymore.
It's exposed to a westerly wind.
Yeah.
So to get wave action and then not pleasant.
Yeah.
But the wind is not coming from the west, you're okay.
Okay.
Water help that at all?
Yeah, it keeps the size of the waves down, but not rocking and rolling.
There's Coast Guard station there, so yeah, roaring in and out. Okay, I have not been north to the resort area, but you can do that. If you bypass the town marina and continue up here, this is a resort area. Oyster. Okay,
Marina. Not bad.
lots of slips.
Can be shallow.
Yeah. Okay, Oyster Farm Marina at Kings Creek. So there's, I've not done that, so no comment.
Housekeepers used to go there all the time.
That's a Brzezowski kind of place. Isn't it? Yeah.
God, and
Yeah.
actually, last year we went to the city, but for 15, 20 years, we've been up to Worcester Farm.
Okay, good.
Nice restaurant and beers. So
Okay, so for every one of those places we mentioned, there's 200 more. There's a million, but that's kind of my circuit around the bay.
There's concrete ships.
Oh, that's right. Jeff wanted me to mention the concrete ships. So the concrete ships are right off Sunset Point or Kipta Beach. These are ships. So these are ships. The problem is most of your current and wind flow is north and south, and you get swells. And if you get in behind these ships, you think you're nice, you got nice coverage and you're protected, but you end up, it funnels the swells in there.
You
So,
also gotta be careful of the wind direction, because you don't wanna be behind the ships with the wind blowing off of them, but it's.
oh,
Lots
that's,
of birds. It's a
There's
bird
so many
sanctuary. But you can, we've anchored on either north or south, closer to the shore, just pick it depending on on the wind and the current. And as long as you, there are certain times of year where there's just too many crab pots that you can find it.
Yeah.
But it's actually a nice little place to spend that.
I talked about crab pots being aligned with the current. At some places, in fact, one place I didn't show you, Fleets Bay, which is kind of a cool spot, has pound nets, pound fishing nets on stakes. They will be perpendicular to the current. So watch that. Yeah, I wanted to, where am I?
Yeah, I know around the Pianca tank, there are pound nets on the north side of it, that you go by the gas fluid place. And south of it, you really gotta watch those. And going around Smith Point, there are all kinds of ones there.
Okay, this is Fleets Island. So this is the north side of the Rappahannock. If you're going back up Stingray Point, then up around Fleets Island. This is a lovely little anchorage in here. But those are 2-pound nets. Do not go on this side of them. There's a keel mark there I left. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We didn't talk about Indian Creek either, did we?
Just checking things this morning on the way over here, and the Holcombs have now sold it, and another young man and his family are running it, but he's got quite a background and stuff. But they put in new floating docks for transits.
At the yacht club?
At least 3 or 4. No, this
Okay.
is Chesapeake Boat Base.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Nice part with that is you can walk up the road into the little town. It's about 1.5 miles, but you can do it.
The town of
They have
Kilmarnock.
bikes, they have a loaner vehicle, and they're just very accommodating. It's a really nice place.
We have reciprocals with the Chesapeake Yacht Club or the Indian Creek Yacht Club and Country Club. Great golf course here, the Golden something. Okay, I forgot to talk about that. So that's between the Rappahannock and the Great Wacomico. Yeah. Okay. That's my talk. Any?
We have one more little quick presentation. Bill Wheely from Salty Dogs Sailing Association, gonna talk about potentially organizing a Chesapeake Bay rally that we may.
Hey.
All right, let me just be quick here. A little background. I don't know whether you're familiar with Chesapeake Bay. I mean, Salty Dog Sailing Association. We have about 1,500 members. We have no clubhouse or anything. We basically put on ocean type rallies like the Antigua and the Bahamas, and started the Azores a couple of years ago, and we go up to Maine. We are now thinking about having what we are calling local rallies. And one of the first rallies is going to be a rally around the Chesapeake Bay. I don't know whether we will be able to get it underway this year or whether it will be the next year. But we can all do what we've been talking about here today, just go individually. But with a rally, We did a rally around Penobscot Bay, but we do that every year actually, as part of a rally to Maine, but we will have, say a half a dozen different types of locations where we organize either a dinner somewhere, a shipyard or something to tour through. Some nights you'll be just, at anchor by yourself. But you'll have 15, 20, 30 boats, and you can be as involved with all those other boats as you want to be, or with as few as you want to be, if any. We might have a oyster roast or crab feast or a lobster feast or something somewhere. So just be on the lookout for that. And you might enjoy the various places that we're able to come up with, and we'll probably be looking at some people for some additional ideas and help on how we might do that. Another thing that may be of interest to you, I sail a lot, but I sold my sailboat in 1984. The thing about it is, we have a crew finder list and a boat finder list on the web. With membership, $80 a year. But anyway, so if you want to go on any of these rallies to the Azores or whatever as a crew, you put your name there, or you go look for on the other list and find a boat that's going to these various locations. So anyway, hope that'll be helpful information for y'all, and we'll look forward to maybe having some of y'all involved in Chesapeake Bay Rally, which I'm sure will be one of our first local rallies.
Is it gonna stay in the bay, or is it gonna be at Delmarva?
That's a good question. We used to do a Delmarva rally.
Yeah.
In fact, we haven't totally abandoned it, but that would be a circumnavigation of the Delmarva. So you would have 2 or 3 stops on the bay, and then it'd be about a 2-day hike. And this be a lot of people would enjoy it. Might be their first time in the ocean, and so you leave. I guess we'll do it counterclockwise the bay and go up to Delaware Bay and back around. We're talking about on Chesapeake Bay Rally, maybe not doing the offshore part from Chesapeake Bay to Delaware Bay, because some people aren't ready to do that, or maybe never want to do that. So we're thinking about having a Chesapeake Bay Rally that would just be on the Chesapeake. Maybe once in a while, we might make it just the entire bay and circumnavigation of Delmarva, or we may have a Chesapeake Bay Rally where, if you wanted to do the offshore part from Chesapeake to Delaware, maybe there would be a leg for just those people. But this is all in development, and actually the whole idea is about 2 months old. We'll probably be doing something up in the New England area and whatever.
The ARC's doing a Delmarva now, I understand.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That's great. Let's go to Maine. Sure. Well, I don't know about that, but
I want to thank Barry and Steve for last week. These were just, these were great. And the attendance kind of shows that. It's a lot of work to put together a presentation. So we really appreciate it. There have been some questions, Steve, about slides. Are your slides available?
They were put on this machine.
They're on that machine.
They're on the
Okay.
Yeah, I say.
You say, so if you get with me afterwards, because there's someone, someone that was looking for the slide, 2
Yeah,
people
Bill Judge.
looking for those slides, both from this week and last week, and I would like to. I think this is the last PMU for this year. We'll be contacting everybody through email or something to get ideas for next year, but we can take a little break for now. So thank you all for coming.
yeah,
Thank you.
Oh, wait.
We've got one more, technically PMU,
Okay,
in preparation for the tri-service race we got in July, I think it is, September, I don't know.
September.
September. We've got the guy that wrote the book about the Army Navy game, coming down to, and I can't,
John Feinstein.
John,
Feinstein.
no, from Annapolis, anyway, he wrote the book on when they held the Army Navy game in Annapolis. The last game that they did, and I think it was in 1943. I wrote a book about it, and it's a very interesting book with obvious Chesapeake Bay connotations. So I thought that would be a great thing to prep us for the place service.
Well done, well
That'd
done.
be Tuesday, set the date yet, either Tuesday or Thursday,
Prior to the
or
Saturday.
the regatta. So please put that on your calendar. You'll see, we'll send out an email on it, but just prep for that. Thanks,
Also,
everybody.
also, can we get, so next weekend, May 2nd is our Blessing the Fleet. Like to have as many boats out as possible. It's also the Derby Day, so we're gonna have our OPCYC, horse races as well.
Is that Coast Guard inspections as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Field Coast Guard inspection this morning.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Has there been an email out for signing up for the Coast Guard inspection?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
You can contact Norm, he'll put you on the list.